Tommy Chong once cold-called Terrence Malick to direct a Cheech and Chong movie, and it's as awkward as you'd expect. You've seen their faces, heard their laughs, and probably quoted their one-liners at some point. Cheech and Chong, the godfathers of stoner comedy, the guys who brought the haze to Hollywood, have long been cemented as counterculture icons. Their influence stretches far beyond the smoke-filled vans and surreal punchlines. But in a recent appearance on Real Time with Bill Maher, the duo revealed a bizarre and borderline legendary what could have been moment that could have changed the trajectory of their career, and maybe cinema itself. Picture this: Terrence Malick, author of The Tree of Life, directing Cheech and Chong. Yes, you read that right. On Friday night's episode of Real Time, the legendary comedy duo stopped by to promote their new documentary, Cheech and Chong's Last Movie. And that's when Tommy Chong casually dropped a story that belongs in the Hall of Fame of cinematic almosts. "I actually called Terrence Malick," Chong told Maher with a nostalgic smirk. "I'm a big fan of his. I mean, his movies are incredible. We were looking for a director, and I figured, why not ask one of the best?" Pause. Rewind. Malick. Yes, that Malick. The elusive, enigmatic genius behind The Thin Red Line, Badlands, and Days of Heaven. A man who shoots films like they're visual poems. A man so notoriously selective and mysterious that he makes Bigfoot look overexposed. And Tommy Chong thought he might be the guy to helm a Cheech and Chong movie? Chong continued, his tone bouncing between reverence and laughter. "We had a little conversation. I knew I was bugging him. I had that feeling. He was like, 'Who is this?' It was awkward, it was real, and it was pure Chong. From Badlands to Bongland. And it wasn't just a fanboy call. Chong was serious. He cited Badlands, 1973, Malick's haunting debut about a young outlaw couple, as one of his cinematic touchstones. The composition, the whole movie experience, Chong said, reflecting on Malick's masterful use of tone and imagery. He was genuinely inspired, but the dream was short-lived. He asked, "Did you write it?" And I said, "Yes." Then he said, "Well then, you direct it." And I said, "Okay." It made sense to me. And just like that, Malick was out. The idea died, and a surreal moment of cinematic history slipped quietly into the vault of what-ifs. The documentary, a look back at an iconic partnership. The new documentary, Cheech and Chong's Last Movie, directed by David L. Bushell, serves as both a celebration and a time capsule of a duo who shaped comedy with a cloud of weed smoke and razor-sharp wit. Through candid interviews and old footage, the film traces their journey from underground comics to mainstream movie stars, all while keeping their counterculture spirit alive. It all began in the most unlikely of places, a strip club in Vancouver, British Columbia, where Tommy Chong worked at his family's venue. That's where he met Cheech Marin in 1978. And the two clicked instantly. The chemistry was undeniable, the timing perfect. A partnership was born, one that would go on to redefine what comedy could look like. Silly, subversive, and unapologetically stoned. They first gained traction in the early 70s with a series of comedy albums that blended sketch humor with drug-fueled absurdity. Their records were smash hits, leading to their transition to the silver screen. Up in Smoke, lighting the fuse. In 1978, the Up in Smoke blazed onto the screen, introducing audiences to a new kind of buddy comedy. There were no capes, no explosions, just two lovable burnouts on an accidental road trip full of joints, jokes, and juvenile hijinks. It was outrageous, it was chaotic, and it was a massive hit. What followed was a cinematic hot streak that mirrored the hazy freedom of their act. Cheech and Chong's next movie, 1980, Nice Dreams, 1981, Things Are Tough All Over, 1982, Still Smokin', 1983, and The Corsican Brothers, 1984, delivered hit after hit. While critics were often baffled, audiences couldn't get enough of their anarchic charm. And then came 1985's Get Out of My Room, another album-turned-project. It would be the last official Cheech and Chong collaboration for decades. Soon after, Cheech Marin pivoted toward a solo career. Cheech goes solo, from burnout to breakout. After the smoke cleared, Marin didn't disappear. He reinvented himself. In 1987, he wrote, directed, and starred in Born in East LA, a socially conscious comedy about immigration and identity that revealed a whole other side to the Cheech persona. He went on to have a successful acting career, with standout roles in everything from Tin Cup to voicing beloved characters in animated films like The Lion King and Cars. Marin proved he wasn't just the comic relief. He had range, gravitas, and staying power. Meanwhile, Chong maintained his rebel credentials, staying close to the counterculture roots that made the duo famous.